Oh, these videos are so much more enjoyable when I have a winning week, which I did in week, what, 16 of NFL. We go to my tracking sheet. I played 131, actually, not 130. I should correct this, but the $1 was for the Saturday games where I actually won a big buck. But as you can see, so I did $131, 106 50-50s, double ups, head to heads, 25 in GPPs, my return winnings, my highest, best week of the year, and my profit, which was my best, my record 10-6 with 2 more weeks to go. I probably will do the last week. Um, I could not do the last week, and so depending on how I do this week, if I have a really bad week, I might skip week 18 and take the cash. Now, this isn't a lot of profit for some people, but I made $228 playing daily fantasy sports, right? It's not, it's once a week. I don't do a ton of research. I have a good way that I do things that I like. And I didn't spend a lot earlier in the year. You can see 30, 30, and I built up my bankroll. So had I gone 130 all year, certainly could have lost more, certainly could have won more in those first few weeks. Um, if you look at those first 3 weeks, say I profit, 70 bucks uh, earned, right? What's 56, 106? I'm looking at about $176 more dollars. But in weeks 5 through 8, if I played 130, would have lost a lot of that money too. So it is what it is. I'm very happy with this. The fact that 10-6 record, and I keep track of my record. Why not? And I will have a winning season playing and be profitable. That's what it's all about. It wasn't last year. I got better this year. So you see this is the money spot. Look at the weeks that I lost. Two of the last, since week 8. I got away with a low cash score here. All the cash games were low, but 150 is the money spot. 149.58 and cashed a little bit. 146.06 cashed a little bit. 150 in both of these, and I win. Bad cash there. 140 there, cashed a little bit. 149.82 and cashed a little bit. So you see 150. Do I know how to do? I don't want to do that. I don't know how to do that. I know how to do it. I just don't want to do it right now. Yeah, 148, 0.69 is what I'm averaging for my cash game. GPP, look what I'm averaging there, 175. Those are tournament scores. But that is nice. I mean, I like that average of 149. So let's get to the lineup. Like I tell everyone to do, I put my Vegas lines together. This is for next week coming up. No, this was last week. The home favorites, teams to target. The Miami-Dallas game went low. By the way, I got this new cup from Amazon. Girlfriend gave me. It heats up itself. It's great. But look at this is what I do. I put together my Vegas lines, teams I want to target, some weekly plays, my tournament plays, my stacks, and let's get to my cash game and the process. As you can see, all of my, I did really well in all of these double ups. I didn't even see quintuple ups. Just missed that one. Top 25 win. Triple up cashed. So let's get to the process of my cash game and how did I get to where and some of the things that I wanted to do. So I always I build my running backs first. I decided this week not to go with 3 running backs because I did not like 3 running backs. And usually I don't do this. Usually I will stick with what in cash games I'll do a lot what the field does. You can see here I did do what the field thought for most of my picks, right? I mean, the Wicks pick and the McBride pick was obviously the field. I just didn't like three running backs. And the ones that the people were putting out there as a third, I just wasn't, I just didn't like it. And I went with what I felt was best for the team. That sound familiar? Brees Hall was an easy play for me at home, a favorite, a terrible team in the Redskins, and he smashed White. There's just too much usage here. This is the thing. This is like this guy people don't like, but he is a floor machine. This is a cash game poster boy, Rashard White. Look at every week involvement in both. Yeah, certainly not high games. He has two 100-yard games, but look at the usage. That's what cash games is about. You're buying opportunities. That's what I like to say. First week, Minnesota, he still had 19 touches. 22, 17, 18, 11, 19, 16. But people don't want to play this guy, and I don't understand. I feel like at 21% in a cash game, that's too low owned for me. I get it's 7,400, but and everyone played Chandler. I just didn't like Chandler. I could not get myself. That was the other play, to play both of these guys, Chandler and Mullins. I might play a Purdy, McCaffrey. That's different. That's Purdy, McCaffrey, Mullins, and Chandler. No thanks. But I just don't understand, and I don't want to be too critical with people, but when you're building cash games, it's about floor. And this is 108 people, and about 20 people played him. What scared you away? Was it the price? I mean, look at last week. 21 carries, 89 yards, 50 yards receiving. Even without him scoring a touchdown, he is worth it. But these are look at these numbers here. Since week 7, everything's over 15. He has to be a staple in your cash game last week. It has to be. So that's where my dilemma was. I had some lineups with Chandler, and I said, you know what? I'm not doing that. I don't like three running backs. I liked the two tight ends better. And I thought Njoku at 5,300 could be a better play than those other. I looked at him as the running back play. See, it doesn't matter that he's a tight end. You can look at it like, does Njoku at 5,300, does he have better value than some of the running backs that are chalk? And I thought at 5,300, in a game where we knew Flacco was going to throw, he's thrown for over 300 yards, 3-4 straight games. I felt he was a better play than Chandler. Look at the usage here. I mean, this is insane. 15 look at the targets. This guy is such an easy play. And I know the price jumped up, and I think that scared some people away. But he was a better play than McBride. Now, you could argue, too, Njoku might have been the better play than McBride, and then take McBride out and go with a cheaper running back, which I did. Now, let's see. Hall Gibson at 5,200 was a better play than McBride. And he went with the two running backs, too. So, yeah, there were ways, I think, even Hubbard at 5,700 could have been the other play instead of McBride, and I could have put. So, I didn't have to do that, but I did not want to play. I just didn't like Hubbard, playing against Green Bay in a game that they weren't favored in. I liked the favorites. But again, here's the thing. I can get away with playing McBride and Njoku knowing one is going to be lower owned. And it didn't really matter what McBride did, because if he smashes or doesn't smash, every 70% of the lineups have him. So that was easy for me. Then Wicks was easy because he was chalk. And then, one that didn't work. And he wasn't as high owned as I thought. And I think that enabled me maybe from cashing a little higher in some spots, because I put this in a small tournament. I didn't win my quintuple up. But DJ Moore, at 6,900, just didn't work this week. 38% of the field in this 124-person entry, 38% played him. And I just thought against Arizona in the usage, he did get hurt in this game. Still had 6 targets. Just more of a ground game in this one. And you could see, if you look at that, you look at the defense. So maybe not the best of plays and a misread by me. Yeah, there were some other guys that were better. But, it didn't hurt me. This was an easy play for me because of the way Tampa Bay, this information is so viable to all of you. Tampa Bay is horrible against the pass. And they got down. This was a smash play for me. You could argue this was a GPP play, but look at the usage. I know there's low scores here. The targets, though, since week 11, that's what I look at. Getting fed. This is a game they got behind. They were on the road. I figured they would get behind or they're leading, and Ridley would have a lot to do with that. So that was the receivers were easy for me to play, and then I plugged in a lower defense in the Titans, which, actually Seattle scored right at the end. They had about 6 or 7 points. I mean, defense is really, they're tough to play. Yeah, Dolphins, a lot of the teams, the Jets, but even paying up 3,100 to get 8 points. So to get 4 more points might have been worth it. So really happy. Cash game smashed. I had a really good GPP score. I finished, for people who don't realize or I haven't explained a lot, I do lower, smaller tournaments. I do mainly single entry, but I do a bunch of these 237 total players allowed, but you can put 7 entries in. But I do smaller fields that pay lower but have a probability of paying higher. But I did this week. A $12 tournament, but only 1,960 people, single entry, and I finished 310th place in this. I'll show you my lineup with all correlation, the Flacco lineup with Njoku, and I went with Tillman instead of Cooper, and that absolutely killed me. Man, if I had Cooper in this lineup, he obviously was in the winning lineup. I mean, that would have just smashed. Probably made no sense to do that, to fade him. That's my bad. If Flacco's going to go off, that's getting too cute. I wanted a game to have Cleveland. I wanted Ridley, and I wanted the Minnesota-Detroit game. But just not the smartest play. I could have gone down here to... This was a guy in my player pool, was Rodriguez. And if I had gone down to him, he was 4,000. It would have given me 1,500 more dollars to play with. And I probably could have gone with a lower tight end and then put in Cooper and have a Cooper, but Cooper's got to be in this lineup. But still, and what I mean, so here's the thing. I doubled my money. This is 1,960 people. And I didn't play Cooper in the lineup. If you don't play Cooper in most bigger GPPs, you're not winning. You're not in the cash line. But I was able to, because in these lineups, this pays 409 people. 409 people. The cash line cutoff is 151. This is pretty much you can put in a cash game lineup. This lineup has no correlation and cash $25 because it's 1,960 people. And how many? 409 people out of the 2,000 win. It's not a great percentage, but I'm telling you guys, stick to the smaller fields. I understand, but I don't put any entries into the Millionaire Tournament. I'm not there yet as a player. But I'll show you one of my best scores ever in the 200. This is it. 237 people. All right. Now, you do need to get in the 200s to win even a 237 person tournament. But most top scores, and if we go over to Fantasy Labs here, contest dashboard, this should help. We'll go to the main slate. We'll go to the Millionaire Tournament. Now, I don't know why I can't. All right, so Papa Gates won this tournament. He is, yeah, he is definitely a player. I see him everywhere. He scored 224 points to win. My lineup of 205.22 would have actually gotten me some pretty good money. Wow, I would have been 48th if I had put that bullet into the. Now I don't. I'm mad that I watched this. Oh no though. This is. Let me correct me on this. This is the Millionaire Tournament. That's $555 to enter, with 5505 entries. This is the Millionaire Tournament that you could put 150 lineups in at $20, and look at the winning score was 249. So 249 was the winning score in this. It's an incredible lineup. My lineup of 205. Looks like this guy had the same lineup as me, right? Doomsday. Not the same lineup. So that would have earned me $60, three times my money. If I put one bullet into this. All right, and I would have been $1,000. But 205.22 at $1, I finished second place and won me 20 times my money. So if you see, the higher the entries here, let's go to even this one, 307,000 at $3. So you're like, oh, it's $3. I'll just throw 20 entries into this. 246 is the winning score to get to 205. Whoops. This is a great tool. 205.22 wins me 5 times my money. But that's if one of my bullets hit. You know what I mean? Plus, I could have maxed this out at $60, and that could have been my only winning lineup. So I would have lost 45. But look at where you have to finish. Now look at some of the higher. Now this is, $4,444 to get in, but it's only 250 entries. I would have won that contest with that lineup. I would have won $200,000. But I don't have $4,444. But you see, smaller contest, $1,500 to get in. Finish second. Smaller the contest, even the higher dollar, better chances of winning. You don't have to create that. But I just think for people starting off, 237 people, you can put in 7 bullets. That's $7, right? And 55 of these people cash out. So you have a better chance. And look at the players in this. These badges, the full ones mean experience. A lot of people with not a great experience in this. So start to these. These are how I build my bankroll. But I finished second in this tournament. With a correlation of Flacco to Cooper to Njoku, I ran it back with Singletary. Man, if he just had a little bit of a better game, and I thought at the end he could, I win this tournament and take 40 times my money. Now, I only put $2 in. So I won 10 times my money, not 20, because I only put 2, and I finished last in the other one with a 2 a stack. But I'll take it, man. I'll take $20 on a $2 entry. You start, you know what I mean? You start building those, and you win a few of these. It DFS and gambling should really be a slow climb, but it's not. And I get it. We're on the internet. I get the same way. But I'll show you some of my betting after this in DFS. It's got to be a slow build, guys. You're just not going to get, depending on what you have. I have a bankroll of DFS of this, as you see. I have a gambling, a betting bankroll of about $4,500 that I built. So I have a little bit more to play with. I can, you know, and I still only bet 1% of my bet. I do $46. I'm very strict. I do 5% of my bankroll for DraftKings. I could do more, right? But I don't. I decide not to, and I don't care. Because I know in the long run, if you start chasing, and I still think you can chase even if you win. Like a week I had last week, it will give the mindset of people, oh, you need to double your money now. You can't. Oh, I should have done this. You should have, would have, could have. I would rather look at an amazing lineup, amazing GPP lineups built, and left money on the table than to be this week. This week and that week. That week where I could have put Pacheco in, did not. And on the last play of that Bills game, I lost. I was at 146 and lost $100. So I'd rather feel like this. If I did this every week, or did 80 to 100 every week, it's a pretty good return. So stick to your process when you do this. Please be disciplined. You have to. Don't get too high. Don't get too low. You got to stay in the middle. Emotion is all about it. But let's just go to how I built this lineup. I thought it was very simple. Flacco to Cooper and Joko, ran it back with Hall. I wanted some low play ownership, so I decided to go that Dolphins. You know, Dolphins Dallas game really killed me. If I had gone a Minnesota Detroit stack somehow with Osborne or maybe Brown, this thing smashes. But still pretty good lineup. The two Snowflakes still had over 200 points. Hall was easy. Could have matched it with the Jets, which I did not. Ridley was in there too. So really good lineup. Happy with this. And that's my video for the week. I do want to show you my gambling. I'm on an insane run right now. I have everything. These are all my sports books. I advise people take the bonuses, Fliff, Sleeper, Underdog, Prize Picks, and Chalkboard. All matched my deposit. So I put it 100 in all of those. I got 100 back. So I got $500 for free. This is my betting chart, guys. I don't do parlays. I do parlays on those Prize Picks and Sleeper and those apps, but I don't when I bet. I got this from Line Maker Sports. I started tracking November 1st. I place a bet every day. I do a lot of points, rebounds, assists. I take lower odds. You see Giannis on Christmas Day. I wanted some action. I took the minus 250 on 44.5 over, and he barely got it. But look at my run here. A lot of green. Net profit since November 1st. I'm up about 15 units. This was my win-loss record in November. I'm 26-9 this month. If you're interested in getting my picks, you can sign up for my Discord. I'll put it in the description here. Okay? Thanks for watching. Have a great week.